definitely it could be something that tips people over the edge.
Mining is an identity for a lot of people in this part of the world.
We need to start looking at the diversification of jobs.
Beyond the pits, the power stations and the politics, people in coal mining towns, especially the young, largely share the same question. What will be next?
Coal is a massive contributor to the economy of the Hunter region, and that has probably peaked.
Young people surveyed told Professor Ryan the three most important issues for them were environmental challenges, health challenges, and economic challenges.
There's clearly a strong recognition that coal is not going to be part of their future, and there's a real urgency in what we're hearing from young people about the importance of diversifying the economy in regional areas.
In the Hunter, 50% of people recognise there is a need to transition away from fossil fuels, but only a small amount of all participants believe the government is doing enough to plan for what's next.
So only about 24% of the sample that we spoke with feel that government is doing enough to support the future of regions. And on the other hand, 80% of the whole sample understand the importance of regions for the future of Australia. So there's quite a gap here.
Professor Ryan says regional respondents feel their views aren't being heard by people in power, a clear issue in coal towns.
It's an astounding thing to go to a coal community if you haven't been to one. The scale of the open cut mines is really breathtaking. I think people who don't live or don't have a lot to do with mining communities don't understand how dominant the mining companies are in those communities. They're often the sponsor of this football club. They contribute enormously financially and in a whole lot of other ways to these communities. So it's not just the employment that's going to be at risk.
The answer to the golden question, what's next, isn't clear-cut, but Professor Ryan says it'll be simple to start the process of figuring it out.
It requires investment by governments. It requires communities to come together and really work with governments and business to talk about their futures. Coal is not the only industry in the Hunter, of course. There's strong agricultural industries, the healthcare sector's enormous. There's plenty of opportunities to diversify.
We need to find ways to actually find progression and those apprenticeships, those traineeships and those skill sets, and that's what this industry does, but it's ways in which we can actually find to harness those job opportunities for rural, because a lot of our youth don't want to go to Sydney. We want to stay in the regional areas in which we live, in which we've grown up, and we want to stay part of these communities, but if there's no jobs there, we've got to leave.